Good afternoon, one and all. Welcome to another IIC session on problem solving and ideation, which is organized by IIC Cell, RBVRR Women's College of Pharmacy, Hyderabad. Today, we have an eminent speaker, Dr. Sudha Aravind from CMR Technical Campus, Hyderabad. I would like to introduce her to the audience. Dr. Sudha Aravind has completed her BTech in EC. She has also completed her just give me 1 second. Yeah, she has completed BE in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Gulbarga, PG MTech Digital Communication Engineering from BMS College of Engineering, Bangalore, PhD from JNTU, and she has worked as a lecturer in Bellary Rural Engineering College, Bellary, and she worked as a lecturer from November 2000 to October 2007, and 2007 to October 2012, and an associate professor from November 2012 to June 2014 at Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College, Bidar. Worked as an associate professor at CMR Engineering College, Hyderabad. Currently, she is working as a professor at CMR Technical Campus from December 2nd, 2015 till date. And she has almost 5 research publications at national level, 20 research publications at international level, and 15 paper publications in journals. And she has given various proposals under NCSTC, which is majorly imparting design thinking skills in schools to develop innovative ideas. And she guided student team for idea and business plan submissions towards final round evaluation under National Innovation Contest 2020. And she almost guided 35 UG students and 10 PG projects academically. And she has various life memberships, and she's also an advisory board member for UA Incubate IET and KITES Education. She has delivered various guest lectures and speakers for IIC sessions as well as other technical sessions. I welcome you, ma'am, for today's session on problem solving and ideation.
Thank you, ma'am, for your elaborated introduction. First of all, I would like to thank RBVRR College of Pharmacy, Women's College for Pharmacy, for providing this opportunity to share with you all dear students. Very great good afternoon to all of you, dear students and the faculties of the RBVRR Women's College. So I have been given an opportunity to share with you a webinar on problem solving and ideation. So as you are related to the field of the pharmacy, so it will be a generalized discussion. So here, this problem solving and ideation concept will be a general topic for all the kinds of the product manufacturing. So nowhere it is like into pharmacy or into engineering field, it's not categorized, but totally it is a product based concept it is. So here myself as already madam has briefed about my introduction. So presently I'm working as a professor in EC department. Let us go for the today's content, the agenda. So brief introduction about the concept, what we are going to discuss today, and on the topic problem solving. As the ideation concept is a part of design thinking, so we'll go through the design thinking concept and exactly into ideation and references, what you can refer for further justification of the concepts. We can you can look into those references. So before we start with actually the problem solving, so first of all, it's a generalized. Once again, I'm saying it's a generalized concept. So dear students, like, what do you think? What is a problem actually? It can be anything like related to your field or surrounding day-to-day activity, like what we are looking into. It can be any kind of problem. Okay, so the problem solving, so how you're going to solve the problem and how you are going to identify the problem, that is the first thing. So do you think that the problem is a really problem, or the severity of the problem is high, or the really solution is needed for that problem? So all this matters. So you have to identify first the problem. So before we go into actually the concept of problem solving, so let us have a very brief discussion about The general, like, do you know the difference between the creativity, innovation, and invention? I think it is an interactive session. Let me know, like, okay, whatever is there in the slide, that is okay, but what is the difference between this creativity and innovation as per your aspects? Any student can answer for this? As per your understanding, it cannot need not be very thorough or precise definition like that. Or what is innovation, what is invention? Okay. uh, anybody is ready to answer?
You can speak.
Yeah, speak. Tell now. Invention is creating something of your own. It may be ideas or something creative. Whereas coming to innovation, it is something improving, like you're designing something by improving
Yes, ma'am.
something new innovation.
Okay. Okay, so very good. Very good for your attempt in answering. Right. So, see here, like, what problem we are going to find out and what problem solving concept we are going to discuss. So, definitely for identifying the problem, so we need to know, like, the difference between creativity, innovation, and invention. So definitely creativity, it's not like it is similar to others. Definitely there is a novelty in the creativity, and definitely that novelty should lead to usefulness of that idea or whatever the solution you have provided. So it is a creative idea. So definitely it will be a novelty is existing in that, means definitely it is the original one, and totally it is new, right? So ultimately when it is implemented, then only it is useful, right? It is useful, novel and useful. So definitely in order to implement this, so innovation is the implementation of a creative solution. So next, coming to the total definition aspect, innovation, invention and creativity. So you can see over here, whatever the present existing the concept is there, it is existing, but as the requirement or as the generation demands or the situation demands, so you may go for the change in the concept. It's like process of turning a new concept into commercial success or widespread use. So you people are going to have n number of ideas, right, in your mind. So definitely you should see the feasibility aspect also, unless and until it is going to be turned out into some useful thing or some action is going to be taken on what idea you're going to have, any process is done on idea what you're going to have. So what idea you're having, that will be not useful, right? So it should be useful, means definitely implementation should be done of that idea, like surrounding the day-to-day activities, like what problem you're having, you can identify them, right? So on severity of the problem you have to study. If you are going to find out the problem and if you are going to provide the solution also, so ultimately it should be turned out into a product. So it should be sold out. Your idea turning out into product should be sold out in the market, then only it will be useful, right? So otherwise, see, depending upon the severity of the problem what I have identified is not actually a problem, or severity is not there, and the solution what you have found out, so it may not be desirable. Okay, so feasibility aspect also, or it may not be in demand based on the situation. Then what is the use of come out with that product. So there are n number of steps. You have to identify the problem, then you have to generate the idea, then you have to solve that by implementing, then you have to test that, and you have to release into the market, and it's a continuous iteration process, right? So we will see step by step what actually, like, how you are going to find out the problem or how you are going to define the problem. So here, after coming into the definition of innovation, so next is invention. So it is a creation of a new idea or a concept. So next, creativity. So it's a turn of act of turning a new and imaginatory ideas into reality. So that is about the creativity aspect. So you will be having n number of ideas, and you are going to or drawing anything with the creatively. So whatever is existing, it is existing, but how you are going to represent that creatively, right? So so these three are the main aspects in order to, before we enter into the concept of problem solving design thinking. So these three you should know, so how they differ from each other, right? So next, so these are the various stages of problem solving. This problem solving and ideation, these are the two steps involved in design thinking. So all these are totally new to you, the design thinking. So where are these problem solving and ideation, maybe the generalized terms, okay, so that you'll come across here and there. But as per the design thinking concept, I think you are new to that design thinking concept, but problem solving and ideation are the two steps involved in design thinking. So five steps, very like summarizing five steps, but actually there are nine steps involved in problem solving. So when you are going to identify the problem, so you have to give the problem statement. So you have to define the problem, right? Then you have to find out the solution, and in order to find out the solution, you have to think a lot. You have to do the brainstorming, right? The n number of solutions you are going to come up with, right, which is the feasible solution or which can be implemented. See, like n number of ideas you will get, right? N number of ideas you will get, but the thing is whether it is implementable, the technology what you are going to choose. So you can go ahead with that, and what are the like the budget part also, cost part also, like whether it is feasible to implement. Because students will come up with n number of ideas, right? But whether they can be implemented, that is a big question mark, right? So you have to pick up a solution where it is feasibility aspect is there, right? Then once when you have found out or you have chosen that particular solution, then you have to implement that. So while implementing also, you are going to get n number of, like, you have to troubleshoot many things, and you are going to face the challenges also, right? So when you are going to come out with the solution, then you have to review those results. Then you should test them. You should go to customer, or you should go to the subscribers who are there. So you should ask the feedback of them, and based on their suggestions, again you should go for a change in any of these steps. Like, it's a continuous iteration process. So you have seen n number of products, continuously they are changing their appearance, or the compactness if you take, or their features if you take. It's like anything, any product it can be. Or if you take, for example, oximeter, if you take the present situation, so the oximeter should be available in everybody's home, right? So the one device which is going to give the feature of, like, various health checkup parameters, oxygen level, okay, blood pressure level, so many things are there, heartbeat level, all these are available in one compact, handy device. So everybody will choose that, right? So it depends on how the device or the product is, and what is the cost, the budget of that, and whether that product is in demand, whether the product is required. So definitely, if you are going to release any product which is very much required in the particular situation, and based on the cost, based on the features, based on the necessity, so definitely it will be a successful product in the market. So these are the brief five steps involved in problem solving. And as I told, like this problem solving and the ideation concepts, these are the part of design thinking. So what is this design thinking? So it is irrespective of the field or the domain. So totally this design thinking is going to be related finally to the productive outcome. That is totally based on product. Design thinking is totally based on productive outcome. So and this is a just total framework for the innovation. And it is going to be comprised of again 5 stages. So here we will see like what you are going to learn from this design thinking. So various principles of design thinking and what are the various process and methods applied for, and you can learn the skills in applying the design thinking mindset and how to improve, okay, in order to become a more empathetic service provider. Like, so once if you own the product, own the concept, like you will become the owner of that product, and how you are going to provide the service in satisfying customer aspirations or their requirements. Okay, so coming to the several stages of design thinking, it's like whenever you go to mall or any of the market, so you will come across a few people standing over there and asking for, like, you can test this sample. It can be a food or it can be anything like uh, okay, beverages, anything such kind of. So they will be asked for sampling, like tasting or to give the feedback. Or if you go for any restaurant, definitely they will ask for feedback at the end. So how the it was food was like, so they'll be asking for. So what they will do based on the feedback, definitely some changes are going to be made in the menu what they have served, or in the product, in the features. Okay, so this kind of testing process is going to be done, and it is a continuous iterative process. So it's a various steps involved in that. So first of all, how to identify actually a problem. Okay, so here one example I can give. So irrespective of when you are going to design a product, so you have to look into the human tendency, like what the person is going to think about. So you have to enter into the common man tendency, like what he will think. Based on that you have to design that product. So you have to consider all the factors. So you have to identify the problem and you should go to the people actually. So totally it is people based, and it is based on empathy. So empathy is the first step involved in design thinking. So what is that empathy? So you should go to the people, you should approach them and ask for, like what example I have given is feedback. Okay, so that is what after coming out with the product, you are going for asking for the suggestions, like how the product is and all. But what actually the beginning stage also it is the same thing, empathize, empathy. So you should think as per the common man tendency, how that man is going to think about. Okay, so you have to collect all the feedbacks from the various. Okay, so in that way, so you can collect all the inputs, insights, and accordingly you can redesign that product. So first of all, after collecting all this, then you have to go for what actually the next step will be. You have to define the problem. So defining the problem. So defining the problem. So you have to see like the three parameters apart from the design thinking step is how the situation is demanding, like what problem you have identified, so how it is suitable for the situation, present situation. So viability. Okay, so whatever you are going to come out with one product, whether it is going to be sold out in the market or not. Okay, now present COVID situation is there, right? If you are going to come out with any product which is going to be very very helpful, it is going to detect, okay, COVID symptoms very easily and very fastly. Okay, so definitely that will be sold out and at the nominal rate, definitely. So everything you have to look after. So situation, when the situation is demanding the right time, the right product if you release, then definitely that will be a successful product that is going to be work out in the market. So ability to work and survive. So it should be survived, right? Again, another customer or another service provider is going to release the product in the market. So what happens? If that is better than yours, then definitely all will switch to that product. So that is called as viability. Next is desirability, ability to generate demand. So whether it is desirable or not. So it's like it's needed or not based on the present situation. Yes, if it is oximeter, definitely it is needed. Desirability. Okay, if it is not needed at all in the present situation, then what is the use of generating or producing that product, right? Then no use at all. Okay, so presently it will not be useful. So it's like no use of producing that product. Then ability to be conveniently done. So if you're going to come out with a product, so you before that, the what is the step you have to implement, right? Implementation. If you're not able to implement conveniently, or the production, if you take the production of that product, if you're not able to implement in a convenient manner, okay, in an efficient manner, so then that will not be the way of producing that product. So feasibility aspect is also considered. Okay, so now, as I told, you should go to people, you should ask the opinion of the people how the product should be, or for this problem what solution can be provided, in what way it can be. Okay, so they are going to give the n number of solutions. Or if you are going to ask them, you have come out with certain product design, and you have designed particular product, and you will show that product design to the people. You will ask them like, is this okay? Is this product design is okay? So n number of people, see, it is like empathy means, see, here your mindset is one thing, another mindset is totally different, right? Each one will think in different manner. So you have designed something, you will ask, you yourself only you will take. We will take care of your class only. Some ex person has designed, okay. So anything related to the product only is going to design. Okay, I want to make this product. I have designed computer mouse only. I take that to be designed, some wireless mouse or something in advance. So you will show to your friend. So this I have designed. It is going to function like this. So she or he may say like, no, no, it can be like this. The part can be upside or downside. If it is towards this, it will work better like that. If you are going to take the opinion of n number of students or friends in your class, they are going to come up with n number of opinions, suggestions. Then you try to incorporate them into your design if it is feasible, if you think that, so that when you are going to come out with the product, so definitely that will be a successful product. See, with your mindset, you are going to prepare the design, and if you're not going to take the opinion of anyone, you are going to pass through the various stages of the product outcome, like defining the problem, then implementing that, developing a prototype, implementing, testing, and finally you are going to release that product into the market. That is the product based on your requirement, based on your opinion, based on your, like, whatever might be, totally it is yours. That product is yours. So but the thing is, it need not be liked by everyone, right? So each person mindset is different, and opinion and aspiration is different. So that person will think in his or her manner. So it need not be the successful product in the market. So you have to consider people opinion, their suggestions whenever you are going to. So definitely assume that it is going to be released in the market. Okay, so may not be successful. Then what you have to do, you are not going to, if you want to release that product or continue, or you want to survive with that product, so definitely you will go to the customers, you will ask them like what improvement can be done on that. So again you are going to consider that, you are going to reiterate process. Reiterate means where the changes can be done, okay, where the features can be changed. So you are going to go back and do that, right? Then only the product will be successful, otherwise no. Okay, so there are various stages. First you have to empathize, that is you have to understand and you have to define that problem statement, then you have to create, then coming out with ideate or prototype. Like for in your curriculum, if you are being given any task to do some project, okay, any project is given as a part of academics, right? So you can't build or any concept a centralized way, right? Centralized system. You are going to show a certain small or the prototype of the product, so which can work at your department level. So in order to make it like a startup or some like the big business plan kind of, then definitely, okay, so it should be built in a very large scale manner. But what you will do is, as academic aspect, you are going to show a prototype. Yes, this is a prototype. If it is going to be turned out into a product, so then it will be a large scale. So like that, usually prototype you are going to make it, right? So the next step really the product outcome. So you have to see that it is going to be validated. It has to be tested under different environments. Then based on the outcome, so if it is fine, then it is going to be released into the market, or again it is going to be gone for various changes. Like it can be in the implementation, changes in the implementation. Okay, so like what people want actually need in their lives. So you have identified one problem. Very simple example I will give. Apple products only you take. So iPhone has seen the various versions and releases, right? So why these releases are happening, like, so based on the user requirement, right? They are going to analyze like what actually the customer requires, right? So Apple iPhone and Bisleri bottle you have seen from your childhood till now, it is not the same Bisleri bottle, right? It is taking different shapes, different designs, bottles carrying 1 liter, 2 liters, 5 liters, so based on customer requirement. So they may not always go for 1 liter. So if 5 liter can is there, so how what customer expects actually. And one more, the tomato ketchup bottle, if you see tomato ketchup bottle, earlier how it was. Okay, so it was difficult to get the sauce, entire sauce from the bottle to remove that out. It was difficult. But now what you are getting, it is an inverted position, right? That ketchup, tomato ketchup bottle, right? So that entire the sauce, whatever is there in that, so it will come out very easily. So some designing aspect has to be changed. See, look is not only the product look is does not work. Only that does not matter. The content, what is there in that is main thing, right? So if that sauce is not coming outside, what is the use of that product? Tomato ketchup or tomato sauce bottle, what is the use, right? So what is the other the design methodologies that can be gone for, so that customer accepts that or purpose should be solved. Okay, so here mainly as we discussed about the viability, feasibility, and desirability, so we can relate them with people. Feasibility means technology, and the viability means business. Okay, so people opinion should be considered, people requirement should be considered, whether they need that product or not at the present situation, and with what technology you are going to build them, and whether it is going to be run in the market successfully. Okay, so these are the various stages. So mainly here we are going to have n number of steps in design thinking. So first of all, the research you have to do, that is after defining the problem, like what you have come out with the solution, right? What you have come out with the solution already, someone has come out with, and some product is already existing with respect to your problem. Then how we are going to identify, like, as whether whatever the idea what I had and what I want to implement, that whether that similar idea is existing. So after defining the problem statement, you have to do the research. That is, you have to survey related to your problem. Is any other concept is available? Yes, you have to do lot of survey. You have to search. Then you have to come out with idea, like what idea you can, right? See, like really that is demanding or not. One more simple example I will give. Uh, Once very long back, Ratan Tata ji, so that's in the heavy traffic at the traffic signal, okay, in the car obviously, was sitting and waiting for the traffic signal that turned to be from red to green. Okay, by the side of car, so one family, uh, father, mother, and two children. They're having the two wheeler, and at that time it was heavily raining. Okay, so and the family is drenching in the that rain like anything. So then Tata ji, then some idea has come into Ratan Tata ji mind. Like, okay, so what can be done for common man or like family? So that can be provided a solution at the nominal cost. So they can also have, okay, so the facility of having the shelter kind of the vehicle. So ultimately that is the outcome, the nano cars what we are able to. So long back, it is like a long back concept. Like, see, like obviously at that time the many n number of, that is almost costing 1 lakh, right, that nano car. So n number of customers have, okay, so offered that. But the thing is, again, as per the now the situation demands, it depends again based on the customer or the common man, based on the facility or the requirement. So they are going to, okay, choose which one is better for them. It's like how na. So when you are going to come out with a product, so you have to think in view of people requirement and their desires, desirable, right? Whether it is desirable or not, right? If you are designing, suppose a Mercedes Benz, if you are designing in another features, or if you are going to add the features, definitely like other people or the common man cannot go for. So you have designed based on the requirement of the desirability of the certain people, right? Definitely. So it matters to whom we are going to provide this, or to whom we have designed this product. That person or the people or the customer so should get satisfied. Okay, so n number of products are there, n number of ranges of products are there, but only the thing is whatever is the range of the product, that outcome, that features of those products should be the customer should get satisfied with those features. So as we already discussed about the empathy, like when you go to the person, particular person, you can ask or you can think, you enter into the mindset of those people. You should think like them, not like you. You should think like them, and what actually they want. So you should come out with that, right? So like this, one example. So where that how the seating arrangement can make it into a normal seating arrangement, can make it into a luxurious one. So depends, right, based on the requirement and the situation. Okay, so here, like what can be done, like in order to improve the product, what can be done? So you have to test the concept with the user using the prototypes. Okay, so here it is going to have n number of stages, and it is a non-linear process. It's like, it's a difference between non-linear process and linear process. Anybody can answer for this? Need not be with respect to your subject, or linear and non-linear process. Definitely this design thinking concept, when you are going to come out with the product now, so it is a non-linear process only. Just think what can be the difference, linear and non-linear. Okay, so here anybody?
No one, madam, actually.
Okay, right. Okay, see here, what you're able to see the 5 steps, 5 stages: empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. Empathizing is like you should go to the people, their opinions, their suggestions you have to collect. Then you have to define. Okay, then after defining, you have to ideate. You should get the solution, or you have to get the idea. Then convert into prototype. Then go for testing. Testing means it's like how it works. So again, you are going back. You are able to see certain things are coming under again repeatedly under some actions. It's not a linear process. It's not like when it starts with empathize, then it is going to end at test stage over. No. So it is a continuous process. Any product you are going to release, iPhone only you take. So continuously the changes are happening. It is not going to stop over there or iPhone. So it is not going to stop over there, iPhone. Okay, so iteration process is going to happen. Okay, so it is a continuous process. So that's why this design thinking, it is called as a non-linear process. So here it can go to define stage, or it can go to ideate stage. Okay, so again prototype to ideate stage, it may go. Okay, whatever prototype that has been designed, again some changes are required in ideation. So like this. So it is a totally non-linear process. It's like it is not going to start with empathize and going to end with test. So any step to any stage, the changes are going to happen. It depends on the situation and the requirement of the customer. So it is a non-linear process. Okay. So as per the Stanford D School, the definition of this design thinking. So as already declared, so this is a standard way of defining the design thinking process. It is going to comprise, see what is the outcome you are going to get, or the objectives of this webinar or the session. So definitely you should know about like what is design thinking. So for what purpose design thinking is used, where you can use this design thinking. So totally this design thinking concept, so is based on product designing. So wherever the product, irrespective of like the domain or the field, or can be the institution, wherever it is, when you are going to design the productive outcome. Okay, so this design thinking concept is applied. So 5 steps, 5 stages of design thinking: empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. So we are going to have, as per the topic of today's session, problem solving and ideation. So ideation is a part of design thinking process. So definitely you should think, you should get the ideas. Okay, so how to get the idea, like definitely n number of ideas you will get, or n number of solutions you will get. So which is the better one, which is the better solution, you have to pick up that. Okay, so which idea is worthy. Okay, so like about the n number of ideas we will get, about among that n number of ideas, which idea are going to give the priority, like, right? So it depends on the what actually the problem is. So the 5 stages of design thinking are shown like this also. As it is told already, it is a non-linear process. You can see over here how the empathy to define. See, you can see it's a kind of a loop. Okay, it's a continuous process. There is no start and there is no end. So you can see through this diagram, so how each one is in continuous with other process or other stages. Okay, empathy, defining, then afterwards ideation, then coming into prototype, and then finally you are going to test that product. Okay, so this concept, it is this design thinking concept. So mainly, as it is going to pass through, the important thing is the 4 phases. That is double diamond approach. It is called as, and it is also called as a design approach. It is a structured design approach, and here it is going to tackle the challenges, like the challenges mainly, like it can be anything based on the requirement, how the market is demanding. and how the situation is, how the customer reacts to that. So based on all this, the challenges you can, and the feasibility, the implementation aspect, n number of challenges you will face in synthesizing or implementing when developing. So like this. So double diamond approach. So you can go for where it is going to map some stages of a design process. So this is called as a double diamond approach. So here, when you are going to identify the problem, so that is the first stage. So you are going to discover, you are going to do the research on that, and you are going to come out with the explore. You are going to explore that and come out with the definition of that. You are going to define the problem, or you are going to come out with the problem statement. Then actually, you are going to have this. Okay, so you are going to come out with idea, then you are going to implement in the form of prototype. Okay, so then come out with the product solution. That is solution. Okay, so this is the one way of representing in the structural manner. Okay, so and as a concept is related to the ideation, right? Problem solving and ideation. So once if you define the problem statement is defined, then you have to get the ideas of like, okay, so this is the problem. Okay, in tomato ketchup bottle, that ketchup is completely it is not coming out. So what to do for that? So you should get ideas like what can in what way this bottle can be designed so that you will get the entire sauce outside of that bottle. Ideas. The designing aspect you can take, how the structure of the bottle should be, how it should be designed. So the ideas, n number of ideas you will get. Right? You had it is a brainstorming it is. Right? So whichever ideas, n number of ideas you're getting, okay, then you have to select that which is feasible. Okay, so and obviously the entire sauce coming out of the bottle required is a user needs, right? Need. It is not your requirement. It is a user need. So you should lead with user needs first, not your need. If you are going to design the product with your need, that will not be a successful product in the market, right? So then only you have to buy that. How many products you will buy? Okay, so that lead with user needs is very much required. Okay, so then definitely it is a teamwork. You can involve n number of that is involve multifunctional teams, then lay down the rules, separate idea generation and evaluation, think about how to communicate ideas. So this is the ideation, these are the various steps of ideation process. Okay, so you can communicate with others like what can be the better idea, like because the decision is taken by you means you may not be able to justify that properly. Okay, right. So that is about the ideation process. Next coming to like many times will come about critical thinking. What is this critical thinking? It's like, see, oh, once if you start thinking, then definitely a number of solutions you are going to get. Unless and until you are going to think, so we can't, we are not able to, right? So then what this critical thinking is? So sometimes this logical reasoning is very much required in order to solve the problem, or in order to evaluate, in order to validate. Okay, so here it is the ability to think clearly and rationally. Okay, as we are thinking this design thinking in very step approaches in a stages manner, right? A step by step we are approaching, whereas here it includes this critical thinking is going to include, okay, to engage in a reflected and independent thinking, like totally it depends on logically we have to think like whether it is needed or not. Okay, so even the situation, what situation that is demanding, that solution can be built in two manner. Really that situation what exactly demands, so accordingly we have to move, right? So you have to identify what that situation is exactly demanding. So understanding the logical connections between the identifying and constructing and evaluating that. Okay, so this is about very brief idea about critical thinking. So we can compare this what this design thinking and critical thinking is about. So why? Because definitely when you're going to problem go through these two steps, no, problem solving and problem solving and ideation. So definitely those two are the two stages of design thinking. Then how these two are different, how to do. Okay, so how these two are categorized. So here, as already told, it is totally the ability to clearly and logically considering the information that is presented to us. How logically you are going to think about it. Okay, so what about creative thinking? So this one is about generating new, creative, new, and definitely novelty is going to exist in that, right? It is the original one. Okay, so definitely that is called as a creative thinking, right? So mainly the difference is what? Logically and quantitatively how it is going to matters. Okay, so then how actually you are going to think. So your left brain is used in critical thinking. When you're going to go for design thinking, when you go to people, okay, so when you take their opinion as per requirements, their suggestions, insight, you're going to consider all this, then your right brain is going to work. When you think logically, na, your left brain is going to think. So totally it is based on brainstorming, right, the thinking aspect. So which part of the brain is working towards what kind of thinking. Okay, right. So this is a kind of like creativity, or what we can say is brainstorming when we are going to do na. So we are going to come out with such outcome. So we have also undergone some workshops and we have conducted workshops on design thinking, problem solving. Like, see, it can be anything. It can be anything. So come out with the product means it can be a device only. Obviously, to 75 to 80% it will be a device, or it's a kind of like any topic. If you take like the various online platforms used in order to teach, or like a teaching learning process, what are the various online tools used and which is the better one, and so many things are there. That is also one problem statement you can take. Okay, one platform, yeah, today is which one? It is StreamYard. This is one platform where we are discussing, we're able to interact. uh, uh, so this is one platform. Like see, when you're going to come out with any thing, any app, any platform you want to come out with, so definitely you are going to design and you are going to consider the opinion, the features, how it should be. The rating will be given. How out of 5, what can be the rate given for this app or the platform, whether it is user friendly, all these aspects are there, right? Or an example, one app should be created where the what students are expecting, the material, lecture notes from the faculty, or anything related to the studies, related to the subjects. Okay, so everything should be available in that platform or in that app, whatever you're going to use. That app can be developed. So definitely each student will give different suggestions. Yes, it should be like this. If it is like this, it will be good. So it is a continuous process, like, right? So this is a kind of brainstorming that has been done when you are going to come out with any solution for that. So here we have undergone workshop and on design thinking. We try to design a various tools, and in terms of laptop, we have shown this how it can be. So many modifications has been done. How the product can be designed in the various manners. That has been definitely with the some material given to us. We are going to do that, and we had to give the demo of that. Like actually, how we are going to uh, justify your product or whatever it is designed. Okay, how we are going to convince the customers with your effectively, okay, with the design of your product. Okay, and the workshop what has been undergone, it is it is organized by MHRD Innovation Cell, AICTE, and successfully we have undergone this training for 2 days, and we have been assigned with certain the recognition as some badges. So as a innovation ambassador, this is just one training we have attended, and several workshops also in the colleges conducted based on design thinking, where some concept is given to the team. Okay, teams are divided and concept is given, so they have to go to the people. It's like one team reaching to the other team asking about the opinion, of their, like what concept, what is given, the task what is given, okay, what is theme that is given. So they will go to the different teams and they will ask the opinion. Okay, they are going to incorporate all those into their product, whatever they're going to design. Okay, so and these are the some robo whatever they have prepared, it's whatever the material available. Okay, so they have prepared one robo. So this is just a small outcome, the product outcome. Okay, so based on like how it should be. So somebody told that the robo should be like Superman. Okay, so having that backside that, so they have tried that one also based on robo, like how it will work, right? But it won't like work like a Superman, like moving from one place to other place, like. So these are the various features that can be added and expected from actually the customers. Okay, so these are the various references you can refer for on the MHRD in innovation cell. That site you can refer for, and one YouTube session. The link is also given. So these are the references. So now turn over to dear students. If you have any queries, then you can.
So, thank you, madam.
Yes.
Thank you for your great speech, and they understood very crystal clear, and sharing your experiences for training for design thinking. I thank you for sparing your time, and I thank our principal, madam, Professor M. Sumakant Garu, for giving us such good opportunity to interact with you and conduct this session for our students. Thank you once again, madam, for you sparing your time and taking time to explain our students this design thinking. Thank you very much.
Yeah, hope so. Up to some extent, student has got insights about new
Yes,
concept.
they have got good insights regarding this, and
Yes, yes.
I understood very well. Even I also understood good concepts regarding this double diamond approach, which I did not
Yeah, yeah,
understand.
yeah. Okay.
Thank you once again, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I thank you, organizers, for providing the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.